There are 34 million people worldwide that are HIV positive, and 69% of these people live in sub-Saharan Africa. Out of the 34 million, there are over 180,000 children ages 0 to 14 living with HIV as well. As you all know, AIDS has become enforced in our school systems so that students can be educated about the dangers of getting HIV. But what of the children in Africa? Many children and adults are suffering from this virus because they are unable to access a school like the people can here, which leads them to be oblivious to the danger of AIDS. The AIDS epidemic must be stopped, and this can happen if people begin learning about it. Once the public has been educated, we can help people all around the world by educating them too. AIDS has become a worldwide phenomenon, which must be stopped as quickly as possible. Africa, specifically countries like Zimbabwe and South Africa, contain the highest rate of AIDS in the whole world. 14.7% of adults have AIDS. It not only affects adults, but also children. About 91% of the HIV-positive children live in Africa, which means that this is a serious problem in and outside of America. It looks like the level of people with HIV is evening out, but that's not the case. It just means that the number of people dying from AIDS each year is equivalent to the number of people becoming infected with HIV. This is becoming a big problem because there's no cure, yet more and more people get infected and die every day from this disease. The main problem is that many people are unaware of how dangerous HIV can be, and in places like Africa, people are unaware that they even have the virus. Because there's not a lot of access to medical centers in Africa, many people live oblivious to the fact that they have HIV, which causes them to pass it on unknowingly. This is why there needs to be a better education system in place in Africa, so that children can begin learning at a young age. Africa has been suffering from intense religious and political conflict, which has caused them to overlook this problem. HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus, which means that it attacks your immune system. By the time it develops into AIDS, it means that your immune system is so damaged, it's basically useless, which is why people die within a year span of acquiring AIDS. It usually takes about 9 to 10 years for HIV to become AIDS. People don't die from AIDS itself, they die from catching any disease after having AIDS. Africa's life expectancy has dropped to below 50 because so many people have either HIV or AIDS. In Africa, many times the working family member will die of AIDS, which causes the family to be left without a steady income, and they go into poverty. This shows that AIDS doesn't only affect the individual, but also those around them. This situation can still be helped even if we don't have the cure yet. We can help by sending teachers to Africa to teach the children at a younger age. As of now, there's no real education system that's good enough to teach the children about AIDS so that they'll really understand. And we could also set up medical centers to test the population for HIV. Once more people become aware that they have AIDS, they might stop spreading it, and they'll be more careful. People like you can help by simply volunteering anywhere you can, or donating any amount. Funding is needed to hire teachers and build medical centers. Above all else, funding will be necessary to find a cure. If we begin raising awareness about this virus in America and educating the public, the rate would go down in our own country, and we would be able to raise funds to support education worldwide. This is an issue that not only affects us, but the people from all around the world, specifically children. There are children living with AIDS in Africa because they don't have the same opportunity as us to be educated. With your help, we could help provide education systems to prevent more kids from obtaining the virus. Any donation or amount of volunteering can help the kids and adults in Africa become educated as well as safe.